your existing patron base really has to be a priority. Moving your focus from the acquisition of new only, at the exception of focusing on the ones, loving the ones you're with. We use the dating analogy, you know, you have to romance the patrons who've gone on a date with you to maintain that relationship. Your ability to do that not only strengthens your organization, but your arts and cultural community as a whole. And multi-theater buying actually grows loyalty. 20 years ago, we saw this at the Kennedy Center. We see it in every data set that we study. We fear that if we share, our patrons will be taken from us. And in fact, the opposite happens. We tell our client organizations, allow the orchestra to market to your patrons, because if your patrons attend the orchestra, they become stickier to you. The more patrons buy, the more they buy. It is in your enlightened self-interest to collaborate smartly. Brand new ticket buyers. This is where the biggest churn and the biggest source of leaky buckets that you all have, both as in a community, but in your own databases. So focusing on that first date, getting me to want to go out with you again, is a really important part of your own organization's retention. And while this community saw subscription growth, we would say it is absolutely worth continuing to invest in. You must be vigilant and focused on the multi-buying programs like subscription in your communities and in your own organizations. And as we talked about, philanthropy isn't just major giving. It's cultivating the individual donor and inviting that donor to deepen his or her experience, connection, and investment. And that's got to be a standard practice today. The final thing I'd say to you is this. Data is terrific. And it is only terrific if people do something differently with it. Data doesn't do, people do. Marketing development directors have to find ways to work together. Executive and artistic directors have to find ways to do things together that create a different result. Theater organizations in a community have to find ways to do things differently together to grow theater in Washington, D.C. People do everything. Data does nothing.